Okay, this is on the Darley job, number 55070, installed on, well, I don't know when the actual date's going to be. That was old. Anyway, this is, there's two systems in this house. This is the basement main floor system. We do have a zone panel. Brett, you are familiar with this, so but if you walk in the door here, we have this furnace room. So the furnace is going to sit, I kind of marked it on the wall. So the return air is going to sit right next to this thing here. I wrote it, it's going to be 54 inches from this wall. We'll put that return air duct. And it's going to be 2 inches off the back wall. And that's so we can run pipes and stuff behind it. Because we had to move the furnace over here for it to work. This outlet is probably going to have something behind it. So they may have to, you know, do something there. Okay, so furnace will sit on an 8-inch base, and I made it 8 inches so we have more room to get our drains out since we have filters on both sides. And so supply, just as it shows, we're going to have piece number 2, and then piece number 3 is going to be this 90 on top. So piece number 2 is just going to be 28 evenly centered. And piece number 3 is right here, side view. This is the top view. Then piece number 4 is just going to be a squared around. And that's going to go to 14-inch round to the basement zone. I put it center tapered, which is going to put it like 4 inches from the ceiling, but we're going to have to get under all this stuff too, so I'll show you that in a minute. But that will go to your existing basement zone, 14-inch round. For this one, we're going to have piece number 5, and I'll talk to you, Lance, if we decided to put the damper here, but if you'd rather put it right here, it would work right there too. Or even, yeah, right here, then you might have enough room. That's 12.5, so you have 10, 6, well, I guess you don't have enough room for that, but anyway, we could put the damper right here if you wanted. I know Jamie prefers them before the 90. But we talked about it right here, so I drew it right here. But you're going to cut out the top of this duct here. The furnace is going to come out 90 and duct. You're going to cut out the top of this U-shaped duct and seal it. And we're going to have 20 by 14 duct, so it's going to be deep. Damper is going to come off low probably. And then we're going to have a short reducer that's going to restrict a lot of the air to this one. And then we're going to have a piece of duct with 90. So you need to take out these turning vanes and straighten them up and push the front round one all the way against the back when it's set, and then re-screw them in. So you probably have to get your Sawzall and cut the screws. Okay, so that's that and that. Okay, this is a side view of this. This is a side view of that. Okay, so right here we have a supply right here. So we're just going to bring that to its own damper right here, 6-inch damper. And we also have main level supply right there. And he's going to bring that to its own damper as well on this side. Okay. So this here, going to have a 14-inch round, going to have 14 tight. I think the top of my 90 is 3 inches from the bottom, and I think the 90s are 3-inch, round there. So you can get it 4 inches, as high as you can, so it's straight. But anyway, you know that. So it's just going to probably offset a little bit, then hook in. On the other side of this wall in the corner, they have a big return air here, but it's just panned up the wall all the way to the top. So down below, as high as we could go, we're going to take a 14-inch round and cut it into the sheetrock and just seal it into, there. And come right under this 90 here. And then 90 up and over. And we're going to have a 14, 12, 14Y. The 12 is going to pick up this. And then the rest of the 14 is just going to go and tie into your side of the return air drop. Okay. Like that. Okay. On this return air right here, we're going to put a box, which is this box right here. I made it 12.5 by 30, and I made it 1.5 inches out on the top and cap. And then I give you a 2x2 by 30 angle. So because you have this pipe right here, so you're going to put up the box and attach the angle on the top to seal it. But this return air right here is just going to tie into the side of this box. Then off this side, you're going to put a 14-inch round and run 14-inch round over to the side of this return air drop. Okay, so so you have a basement ERV, which Lance said it's going to be against this wall. I'm guessing you're going to hang it. I'm not quite sure yet what it's going to hang with. But I'll find out and I'll order it. But anyway, hang the ERV. These 6-inch pipes, at the ERV we're going to reduce. We're going to have 5 to 6 reducers. And scope says 7, but we changed it to 6. So I'll give you 1290s for that and enough pipe to do everything you need on that. Okay, so Lance wanted to wash all the grills. He told me he was going to order all the grills because they're all being special painted. So, but they're all down here and they're all dusty. So he said wash them all. Combustion air, not applicable. Vent, okay. So Lance has a picture of the vents. He showed it to me. So here's the water heater vents. Looks like the furnace vents are in the next joist space over. So Lance just said cut a little hole where you think they're going to come down to look. But let's see. So you have, from here, you're going to have 10 inches, 11 inches, 11 inches of duct, and you only have a little area to get your vents out. So you're going to have to kind of be precise there. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So we couldn't cover this thing here. So if we go everything, by the time we got to here with our other return airdrop, we're about 1 inch into this, a little over 1 inch into this pipe. So that's why I had to offset this back 1.5 inches. So we wouldn't hit the water heater pipe. So you have really not very much room to get out because this flares out. Let's see, I have to rethink this. 6 3/4 filter box. Oh, you can come out in front of the return air duct and then 45 over. Okay, that'll work. Okay, let's see. So blues are to the left. I don't know what size they are. I'm guessing they're 3 inch. Kind of looks like a 3 inch concentric up top. But I gave you 20 feet of each. Oh, I didn't give you 2 inch fittings, but I'm sure you probably ran 3 inch. Okay, so gas. So remove and reuse the drop. So we had to move where the furnace is going to be. So Lance wanted to remove this drop and add a 2 inch, and then a 2 inch 90 to get it tight against the back wall. Then we're going to reuse this drop, but turn this T that way, and we'll go behind the furnace with a 1/2 by 60 inch piece, and then a 90 and a 1/2 by 6, a flex, a 90, 12 inch into the gas valve. That's just so we can get it on the side of the furnace we don't have to deal with. Okay, drain just to the floor, standard order. Thermostat Ecobee, gonna have its own panel. Hang ERV on left side of the furnace, I already went over that. So range hood, Lance said connect the 10 inch pipe to the hood. So I ordered 5 feet of 10 inch pipe, and I'm gonna order 2 feet of 10 inch listed flex. I may have to order a whole 25 footer, but I'm not sure. The generator, Lance said hook up the gas to the generator. It has to be hooked up a certain way. He said bring a 3/4 inch nipple tray, 'cause he doesn't know what nipple comes out of the generator. But out of the house, you're gonna have 3/4 inch pipe. So 3/4 inch nipple, and then a 3/4 by 60, then a 3/4 90, 3/4 by 2, 3/4 90, then it has to go halfway back, so 3/4 by 30, and then to a drip leg. And you don't need a caulk before that because the shut off is here, I was told. And then a high 3/4 velocity flex. Okay, next. So add 10 inch flex, transfer air in the master bedroom. And I actually ran out of room, so I drew it over here. So I'm just gonna order a 14 by 14 ceiling box, 2 of them. and 290s and 5 feet of flex in between there. And that is it for, well, I didn't go over the ACs, but the ACs, we ran the line set, so I'm just going to order a pad for each. Electrical will be done by them, new construction, so I'm just going to order a pad and probably some flex connectors, and that's it. Thanks.